Hello, my name is Jim Kakech and I'm a Program Officer with the Partnership for African Social and Governance Research, PASGR. This is a Pan-African organization that is based in Kenya and has been implementing projects from over 25 countries in Africa. I'm happy to introduce to you our innovative or evidence-informed policy-making approach known as Utafiti Sera that we have been using to implement most of our projects. Utafiti Sera is a Swahili word for research policy, and it is through this approach that we've been able to build communities of practice around a national policy issue of interest in these various countries. Utafiti Sera uses a concept of the house, which provides space, platform, avenue for various key stakeholders to come together and interact around an issue of interest and generate evidence. These interactions could take two formats. One is in which the policy intervention or the policy of interest has produced or has fronted a policy intervention but without sufficient evidence. So in this process, the House members will synthesize and map the existing evidence to generate the evidence that will be used by the policymakers. Another way is where the policy problem or the policy does not completely as a policy intervention. So there is no policy intervention at all. This is a new policy issue and there is no evidence at all. In this, the House members will design a research process that will be able to generate new evidence. Once the new evidence has been generated through the House, they will package and frame them in a manner that will be accepted or that will be relied upon by the policymakers. So the Utafiti Sera has also, in time, we have realized that there are two underpinning theoretical framework that really drive this logic. One is the political economy analysis. The political economy analysis is the theoretical framework that we have been using to map key stakeholders around a policy issue. We have been using this through looking at the interest, influence, power, and motivation behind the actors and bring them together into the House so that they can sustain or they can be involved in the interactions. Another theoretical framework that has also guided our Utafiti Sera framework is the political settlement. The political settlement is around the logic that when you bring all these multiple stakeholders together, they interact, and in the process of interaction, they are building consensus. And this consensus is what will be able to generate the evidence that will be relied upon by the policymakers. And remember, in the House, the key actors include even the policymakers themselves and the policy beneficiaries. So why Utafiti Sera, for instance? Utafiti Sera, we have realized that initially there was a gap between the researchers and the policymakers. The researchers are the people who should produce the evidence that the policymakers should rely on or should inform the policy decision. So through the Utafiti Sera framework, we have been able to bring all these people together, the researchers and the policymakers together, not only to interact, but to understand even the policy process, the evidence use, and why evidence, and which type or what type of evidence will matter in the policy process. Thank you.